I don't think blacks are going to turn out for Hillary the way they turned out for President Obama, and Hillary knows that, so she's boxed in and can't critique bad black behavior. So Trump sees an opening, and I think the law and order deal appeals to his base and it appeals to independents. But he's also saying to these blacks in these urban areas, you know, come here for a second, come here. See these people over here, these Democrats that have been running these cities into the ground for the last 60 years with the open borders, no manufacturing jobs, bad teachers. They've done that to you. So maybe if he can peel enough support from the black community, maybe or even tamp it down on her end in like a Cincinnati and Orlando in a swing state, that could really help. But he's got his work cut out for him.
You are the master of opening statements.
No,
you're really good at it. And this felt like an...
I thought you were talking about me.
This felt like an opening statement. Critique it for me.
Yes, I think it did. But, you know, he's trying to get in his groove here in his cycle. He's also had some interesting changes in his campaign. They said they're layering to the team and beefing it up. But Trump also has to be Trump. I understand what he's talking to. You want someone to put words in your mouth or try and change who you are. But he sort of has those people. He has the Jesse Waters of the world locked up. You know, they're committed. They're committed. They're all in. They're all in. Now he's got to get some other votes to be able to peel off, like Jesse is talking about, to reach out to independents, to not let Hillary run away with the election with, you know, white college-educated women, some of the other people that might be on the fence or be more moderate, but care about communities, care about jobs, care about quality education, care about keeping jobs here and not exporting America. All of those things are positive themes that people care about.
Yeah, and those themes came up so heavily, Megan, when we saw this latest round of rioting in Milwaukee. I mean, people really wanted to get back to their small businesses and those jobs that they had been able to hang on to or create.
I stayed up late watching this last night, and my first thought was, I actually thought this was actually a pretty brave move on his part. The leader of the Black Lives Matter movement has come out saying Hillary Clinton has done nothing for black voters, which I at the time was, I think, a semi-controversial statement. I agree with Jesse. I actually think there's a big demographic here that if we just make the attempt to reach out, it can be up for the picking. All that being said, he was speaking to a predominantly white audience. I would have preferred had he done this in front of a more diverse audience.
So that's where I want to go with you, Ebony. I mean, he gets some extra credit, if you will, in the world of reaching out because his social media footprint is enormous. So when you're talking about him tweeting about the speech and he put some outreach on his Facebook, he does get credit for that. But the audience maybe he'll do outreach in a different way, just as Megan has said.
Certainly. Last night was a necessary, important first step. It was really the first time we heard Donald Trump specifically talking to the black community. Very important. But there's a second part to the equation, right? I know he's been invited twice to speak to the National Association of Black Journalists. That's a great opportunity for Donald Trump to get this messaging, which a lot of people agree with. Hillary did it. And you're right. There are many people in the black community that have been very dissatisfied from the returns they've received from the Clinton and that administration.
Many of them live in Baltimore.
Live in Baltimore, New Orleans, many urban cities, Chicago. That's an opportunity for Donald Trump to speak specifically. I'll give you an example. He can talk about school choice. He can talk about enhanced entrepreneurship opportunities for these black communities that want to be self-sufficient and not so government dependent. These are messages that he can successfully get out there if he chooses to.
Does he reach you, the independent?
He can. He can. I want to see this followed up from last night to that type of direct, either from Donald Trump himself or his surrogates, talking specifically about not only how bad Hillary's been for you, a lot of people agree with that indictment, but how Donald Trump, can specifically address your concerns.